Hello everyone. On this video, you will learn how to create an ASP.NET Core Web API by using Visual Studio 2022. On this video, I will show you how to create an ASP.NET Core Web API project by using Visual Studio 2022. I'll run the project and we'll make a few changes to the project, adding some controllers so you can see how it works, and then we're gonna go ahead and run these test controllers. All right, let's get started. All right, first thing we're gonna do is open up Visual Studio 2022. We're gonna create a new project. We're gonna choose ASP.NET Core, and then it's going to be ASP.NET Core Web API. Go ahead and double click on it and click Next. It's a test core API. Go ahead and click Next to create a project. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep .NET 6.0. Go ahead and create. Oops. I guess Task Core API it's already chosen. Let's go Task Core API 2. Go ahead and create. Give it a second for the project to build. And there you go. So this is the basic project. It comes with a default weather forecast controller. And it also comes with a default wrapper called Swagger. When you run it, you'll see. All right, let's go ahead and run it. So this is what you see right now. It's a weather forecast controller. As you guys can see, it comes with a built-in wrapper called Swagger. You can actually run a controller from it. Go ahead and you can use it if you want, or you might choose not to use it. But let's go ahead and for testing purposes, it actually works really well. So the way to use it is once you on this page, once you click F5 here, or just run your project on the up here, you click on this drop down and you click try it out, and then you click execute, and you click execute once again, and this is where's the results? Yeah, this is your results right here. Oh, hold on, let's go ahead and run it one more time. Execute. Let's see. Yeah, this is the result right there. So that's the plain SEPA result. It's a success result, and this is basically what the this web API is, the Swagger. Now, let's say you start up this project and you're like, but I don't want to use Swagger. What do I do? So just run your project. Instead of going in there, remove the weather forecast controller. Just let me show you back. This is the controller right there. Instead of having to remove this, doing all this change, you can still use it. But instead of running the Swagger, you can just right after your port number or your URL, just type weather forecast and hit enter. There you go. So it's the same thing, right? You're getting the same data. You just don't have the data on the nice looking UI by using Swagger. Let's go ahead and create a new controller. I'm gonna name add controller. You can pick MVC controller. You can pick whatever you want. All right, let's click MVC controller empty. Let's do an empty. And let's do home controller is fine. So on this one, we're going to do base controller base, which is the same thing as this. The same thing that we're using on the weather forecast controller. And let's do a public public int get. Let's just do a get first. And on the get, we're going to return a number 100. And then if you guys want to keep consistent, let's go ahead and go to weather forecast. You got to make sure you get this property here, the HTTP get, where you set the name of your function. So get int, just an example. All right, let's go ahead and run it. So if you run it, you notice it's not showing up. It's not showing up on your weather forecast. Let's add it first. So in order to add to Swagger, make sure you grab the properties API controller and controller route and add to your new controller and hit save. Once you hit save and you run it, it's going to show up on Swagger. There we go. And then if you hit try it out and execute, we're gonna get the response of 100. Once again, let's go ahead and just hit home here, hit enter, and we do get 100 too. All right, on this 100, on this home controller, on the get, I want to add a get with an integer ID, and the ID, and we're going to return the ID. So how do we test this out? Let's go ahead and rebuild our function. Run it. So this pretty much, I'm going to be passing a parameter to the function. Okay, so there we go. When you run Swagger, it tells us that there is a identity to be passed in, okay? There's a parameter, a query, an integer, an int32 to be passed in. Let's go ahead and try it out. And let's put 50, and let's execute, and then there we go. Oops. There we go, we get 50. Let's put 99, execute, and we get 99. Now, once again, if you still don't want to use Swagger, if you want to use, you know, the raw API without the UI, you do home question mark and you type ID, because this is what we pass. This is what the name of the identity here. ID equals a 99 and hit enter. And as you guys can see here, we got a 99 and voila. So this is a pretty basic tutorial on ASP Core Web API.NET application. So if you guys have any questions, just drop them below, or if you'd like me to do some more in-depth tutorials.